Hello y'all, this is the Kaiser Redux mod for Heartspawn 4, and it is an expansion for Kaiserreich, which itself takes place in a world where the Central Powers won World War I. We're going to be going to Africa, which has a large part of the continent dominated by Germany after their earlier victory in the Great War. We won't play as any of them though. We will instead play as the Mau Mau led by Hussein Onyango Obama. The Mau Mau itself have been fighting for 11 years against the colony of Kenya, Uganda. I just want to point out some of the other countries in Africa, like the Nigerian Free State, Deutsch Middle Africa, the Congo Free State, and another one off the coast, which is referred to as Deutsch Madagascar. To finish off this little country tour, we have the Mau Mau Nord Rhodesian, which I think is North Rhodesia, and the Kenyan Ugandan Free State, which serves as the opposition to who we'll be playing as. Quick rundown of our country: Obama is the leader, and our ruling ideology is totalist, and it seems that the totalists are just part of a particular political faction in something called the African Liberation Army. For our national spirits, we have Revisionist Pariah, the Mountain Deferred, and the Mau Mau Bush War. The only positive out of this trio of spirits is that the first one makes the acceptance of totalism higher. Something to pinpoint within our laws is that the conscription law is already scraping the barrel, and we are already set to war economy. Also, Onyango Obama has every position in the government, so he's the head of government, foreign minister, economy minister, and a minister of the interior all at the same time. Historically, Hussein Onyango Obama is the paternal grandfather of Barack Obama, former president of the United States. He was in the King's African Rifles during World War I. Later in life, he spent time in prison for 6 months on charges of sedition or being a member of a banned organization. The organization is not known due to the documentation being lost, and he was tortured under suspicion of being an associate of the Mau Mau, which itself was an uprising in British Kenya from 1952 to 1960, which resulted in a victory for the British authorities. Checking out the starting army and divisions, it only exists in our imagination. Beginning the Mau Mau focus tree, we'll be going with the Bush War Continues, which after being completed will get us an event. This event is an introduction to Red Kenya. The German Empire's colonial domain is steadily falling deeper into instability. The Mau Mau were formed into a guerrilla fighting force from the working class of 3 different peoples in German East Africa, with complacency no longer being so preferable due to an economic slump and a authoritarian administration. Obama's Kenya is one of totalism, and he is the one who is going to guide the insurrection as best as he can, despite the country being outmatched by German security forces who have better training and equipment. Obama ultimately hopes to usher in the dawn of a better Kenya and a better Africa. The only state and territory we control is a demilitarized zone, which is quite unfortunate. The Bush War continues. The war has been fought for 11 years. First it was the British, now they fight the Germans, and this is apparently the final year. Either Kenya will belong to the Mau Mau, or it shall not be at all. Next on the focus tree is Resistance to the Bitter End. We'll get another event, and we gain base war support once it is completed. Notable totalists meet to discuss their common ground and create a charter. A notable part of the charter is to claim a socialist state is the final stage of human development, and that democracy is not necessary to achieve socialism. Resistance to the end. The Mau Mau will fight the enemy to the very end, and to quote the event, the resistance shall give no quarter to the colonial reactionaries who seek to destroy our leader, our salvation, Obama. Next focus is the mountain's final test, which refers to Mount Kenya, the symbol of the Mau Mau. After this focus is finished, we'll get an event with the same name. Onyango Obama makes a speech about fighting to get rid of the Germans and Kenya, and speaks about the sacrifices people have made in the fight against the colonial authorities, ending the whole thing with something about the light of totalism leading us to victory. To our south below, the Congo Nord Rhodesian and South Rhodesia seem to be battling one another in a border conflict. The mountain's final test simply states the Mau Mau with Obama as their guide will never fall. Our next 2 focuses are Blood and Bullets, in which we will lose political power and get an event. After that, we'll do a Call to Rebellion, which again we will lose political power, get an event, but this time we'll get base war support and a conscription law change also. Obama speaks in the Black Monday economic crash, mentioning unemployment rates and creating 5 million new jobs, which could be a reference to something Barack Obama said in his 2008 presidential campaign, and at the bottom here it says only Obama can save Kenya's economy. Obama speaks this time on individual initiative and people helping people, and how doing things together will help build a totalist nation. A soldier of the cause runs into an arms dealer that is supplying the Mau Mau. The faithful soldier questions the whole encounter, but his commander tells him Obama mandated that guns must be acquired by any means. The leader makes a call powerful rebellion evoking the names of the great and mightiest legends of Africa such as Mansa Musa and Shaka Zulu. All over Kenya, posters and graffiti line the alleyways. Statues are defaced and scrawled across the streets and major causeways are phrases such as down with the Reich and down with Goering. Our next focuses are only Obama, which we get 2008 political power from. This could be a reference to the year Barack Obama won his first presidential election. In another event, only Totalism, we get 44 political power and Barack just so happened to be the 44th US president. Only Obama, this event says without Obama there would be no New Africa, and without New Africa, colonial oppression will continue. Behind this is news that the first International Congress will take place. We got an invitation to go to the first Congress of the Third International. We're going to go because if we don't, a lot of countries will dislike us because of that move, and we will lose stability on top of that. At the Congress, the discussion is just beginning, and behind that is another event stating, and I quote, "Without totalism, we are nothing. Totalism is our plan for a Pan-Africa," and there are some other things there, but the gist of it is long live totalism, and after that is something about the first Congress of the Third International being open. The time for our final focus has arrived, and it contains another possible reference to Barack Obama since we get 2012 political power from it. That's the year he won his second presidential election. At the Congress, we are going to begin nurturing syndicalism in Latin America and pledge our support for the American worker, causing the USA to hate our government. Looking into Europe, Romania and Bulgaria have somehow managed to get into a war with one another. The stage has been set for the revolution to begin thanks to the Berlin stock market crash, which I think is referred to as Black Monday, and behind that someone speaks about the White Terror, which is essentially various different kinds of anti-leftist acts of violence. The first Congress ends, and the Mau Mau focus, only we can be the salvation of Kenya, is not yet close to finishing, but we will get there very soon. Looking at the Kenyan-Ugandan state, they have some interesting national spirits and do, at least compared to us, have a pretty sizable army, which could be around 10 divisions if I wanted to estimate given the information we have. Obama musters, apparently he knows he can't win but will fight anyway. He talks with Dedan Kimathi. At this time he is 16, but historically he is the leader of the actual Mau Mau uprising in the 50s. American author F. Scott Fitzgerald, who had once been a prisoner, has become a friend of our country's leader. He chooses to join Onyango in battle, and with this trio and some soldiers, they all ride toward enemy German lines. In the great battle, Obama is wounded, so he goes to hide in a barn, but eventually a platoon of Germans surround it. He makes a last stand, but falls in the firefight after being shot with a Lee Enfield, so he will die and we'll lose him as a leader. The ALA rebels have become available to us as a division, better late than never, I guess. Dedan Kimathi will become the new leader of the movement and take great interest in the son of Onyango, known as Barack Obama, and in our timeline this is Barack Obama Sr. Because of this chain of events, we are annexed entirely by the Kenyan-Ugandan Free State. F. Scott Fitzgerald publishes a book about the Bush War. Overall, it isn't a big seller and only ends up adding to the bad reputation Obama seems to have earned in the colonies. The Mau Mau focus tree by design is an example of what could be referred to in Heartsparn 4 modding communities as a trap path, which is defined as being intentionally set up to fail from the very start. They are different experiences compared to a normal game, but entertaining nonetheless. Since we changed countries, we can see that the Rhodesias were in a border conflict, with one army being led by the guy who founded the scouting movement and another by a decorated Imperial German soldier. The video is going to stop here. If you enjoyed the mod, make sure to check it out in the description below. If you enjoyed the video, make sure to like and subscribe, leave a comment, have an awesome day. I'll see y'all later. Bye.